We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. This crowd here fired up for football as a moment ago their Titans were introduced. This should be a good one as the Titans get set to match up with Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. Trying to lay one up deep. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. We documented it last week. They played so well defensively. 4 interceptions. Tried to get their hands on another one there.
And when you've had 4 the previous week, you are just itching for more the very next week. And there was a great opportunity. It went by the wayside, but let's not underscore what's going on with this defensive unit. They are around the ball every time.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return, but I don't think they care. They've got the football back. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 18. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On second down, here's Henry. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Nigel Bradham brings him down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, Mariota. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Ertz has it left side. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, Makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Call it a gain of 7, and it gets them a new set of downs.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Wesley Woodyard there on the tackle.
Defense all day. Let's get it. Yeah, D. On the ball.
Wentz to throw on second down. They set up the screen to Ajayi. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. The last catch took him 2 yards in the wrong direction, so now what can they do on third? Working from the gun, Wentz. He's going to wind up and air it out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Let's go. Easy. Four down. Check. Four down.
Following the interception here, Mariota. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Throwing on first is Wentz. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked off at the 35. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Here's Mariota, option left, and holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. Second down, Mariota. And Matthews makes the ground. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on third.
Thinking pass all the way.
One. Really good.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. He was looking for Matthews that time.
Well, this is simply a great read by a defensive back. It's 3rd and 10, so he sits right on where the yard-to-gain marker is, knows it's going to be a route around that distance, makes his read, breaks on the football, and makes a terrific play.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 3rd and 1. A run, it's Clement. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite at that level and not at that age. But
I was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
Let's go. Come on. Run to the ball. We got a runner. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
They go play action. Mariota. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right. It takes a fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 at the 19. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down.
Lion.
On the carry, here's Clement. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Daquan Jones in on the tackle there.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they ended up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Get over there. Go. There we go. 120.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty. Here's Sproles. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Well, after getting the ball in prime position to score after a fumble recovery, you think you're in a great spot. But the defense on the field is saying not so fast, and they've held firm on the first 2 plays.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Wentz. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down. And the kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Mariota hands to Henry. He finds some open field here. And he works free. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. That one good for 33 and a first. And we were down on the field watching Henry warm up before the game. He's a big man. No wonder he breaks those tackles.
And you remember what I told you when we were watching? It's not all pads. I mean, you get him out of pads and just see him in a regular suit or an outfit. He is a huge human being and a lot faster than what people know. When he gets rolling, he's a lot to bring down.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Mariota gives to Henry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Now a former 5th-round pick of the Eagles. This is Dion Lewis. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
third down. Mariota. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Here's a handoff to Sproles to start the drive. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Shotgun now for Wentz. He's got his man. That's Wallace. A first down for the Eagles. Wentz finding the former Raven Wallace.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was something a guy couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. High throw, but he makes the catch. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
The catch, deservedly so, is going to get a lot of credit, but even more so because there's a defender there ready to make a play.
Yeah, just flat out muscled on that one. From midfield, here's Wentz. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Tennessee after this. Now Wentz again. And he's got it complete to Darren Sproles. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, He heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
On second down, here's Wentz. Flush to his right. Shakes off the sack. And I think the ball's out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. He got it stripped, but you can see the panic in his face from up here through the helmet. He was able to dive back on it.
A good bit of fortune for him, because oftentimes on a strip sack, when that ball is wrenched out of your grasp, it can go in any different direction. It can go way away from you. In this case, it didn't matter. He was able to get on it.
And the penetration too strong. He won't make it back to the line of scrimmage.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed him for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
So they'll come away with nothing here. A disappointing result even on a day like this.
And as a kicker in the rain, you've got to slow things down a little bit. Give your holder an extra half second to make sure everything's secure. And here, he might have rushed this one a little, and it winds up no good.
First down, Mariota. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Brandon Graham in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Working out of the gun, Mariota. That's complete to Taywan Taylor. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot defensively. How do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now Sproles. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Meanwhile, on the NFL scoreboard, a game going on in Chicago. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Wentz now to throw. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Derek Morgan not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 14. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a good effort on the return there gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Out come the Titans now. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Mariota now on second down. Incomplete to the tight end Walker, right side. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Titans on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Mariota. Being chased out left. Here's this out for Matthews. So they took a shot there on third down. Couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball. And we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Here's Brett Kern now. He's been terrific so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now Wentz. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Wesley Woodyard coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. To throw, it's Wentz. A dump off to Sproles. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Wentz going to throw. Going up top. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. To throw, Mariota. And he hits the running back, Dion Lewis. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a 1st down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas. All day. Woo! Let's get it. Four down.
Ready. Keep it rolling. Blue line. One.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mariota. Dumps it off to Lewis. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards on that play for the Titans.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox there to get him down.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Off play action to Henry. Here's Mariota. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Derek Barnett able to get him for a loss of about 3.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Mariota will need a big play after the sack as the Titans come up 3rd and long. From the gun, Mariota. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A Tennessee 1st down. That one Mariota to Matthews. Mariota now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. Mariota now sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
This is Lewis. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Get him, boys. Get him, boys.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 11.
1.
58, boys. 58. 58. Mike.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, add that play to his resume reel because he went to the Pro Bowl last year. That's how you go to the Pro Bowl. You make plays like that, big-time penetration, and throw people for losses.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down, and that's incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 11. Working from the gun. Wentz. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
That has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right. Hasn't been a banner game here in the 2nd half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you get it done.
Now they'll run with Lewis. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Brandon, we're into the 2nd half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
Second down, Mariota. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 17 yards on that play for the Titans. Back now in Nashville. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Mariota now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Mariota to throw it. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll be a loss of 1. And it'll be 2nd and 11. Now Mariota. Buying time to his left. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Third and short yardage. Mariota going underneath for Lewis. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Sproles, the return. 35 yards that time on the punt. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Throwing now is Wentz. Goes underneath for Sproles. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll run with Clement. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the 1st. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Wentz now perfect since the 2nd half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Down to about the 22 here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Again, they'll run it. Again, it Sproles. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another 1st down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively they're going to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
Sproles. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Wentz. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
They'll start things on first down with Dion Lewis. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
He'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Mariota had an 87-yard run as a rookie. This one a bit less, but it is a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a first down. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Back to throw. Sets up the screen to Lewis. And some room to work. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down. Would be a long field goal try from here as they try to hustle to the line. On third down, it's Lewis. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. Desperation time. Mariota on fourth down.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles are likely going to win it. They'll begin the drive with Sproles. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. And the Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. This is Clement. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining.
Come on now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a fourth down. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Play of this